Hello everyone who is watching our YouTube live stream or the recording of this week's growth call. I'm Christoph Atteneder and I'm your host today. As always, I posted already the Google Hangout invitation link in the chat on the left, so you can join us here in the Hangout or you can just watch the live stream. I'll skip today the general introduction as we did last time in Bisq, on Bisq, as most of you know it and use Bisq already anyways. So if you don't know what Bisq is, it's the only true decentralized exchange. And if you're interested in more details, please have a look at Chris' presentation here on our channel from the Chaos Computer Club conference. It's really worth watching. So today, I want to talk quickly about the 2 liquidity weeks that are running right now. Our last compensation request voting within the Bisq DAO, about our last release yesterday, latest release, and of course, we try to answer all your questions on Bisq. So let's go to the liquidity weeks. As you probably know, we are running 2 liquidity weeks this week, one for Swiss franc and Bitcoin, and one for Monero and Bitcoin. So if you want to join the effort, especially for Swiss franc, you're more than welcome to do so. So it just have one buy and one sell offer available for the rest of the week, and you're up for compensation next month for 20 BSQ tokens. So it is a community effort. So on Monero we have a really nice offer book already, but Swiss franc there are just a couple of offers available every now and then. So it is a community effort. So if you want to bootstrap your local market, you have to support it by trading on Bisq. And it's really, it just needs 2 to make a market. So it's really easy to do. And I'm really excited that we have also a group of Bitcoin enthusiasts from Asia who are bootstrapping a couple of markets right now, for example, Vietnam, and they're also doing and started to doing lots of translations for this market. So that's also a quick shout out. If you're interested in contributing to the Bisq network by translating the app into your local language, or if you want to review existing translations to improve the quality, please join us within the Slack Transifex channel. Transifex is the tool that we're using for doing the translations, and we're going to guide you from there. I mentioned already the compensation request voting. So within the Bisq DAO, everyone who is contributing to the platform is in a meaningful way is up for compensation. So everyone creates a compensation request issue on GitHub, and then we have a voting period for 3 days in beginning of the following month. So it was just concluded 2 days ago. And if you're interested in contributing and getting compensated, we have lots of roles to be taken, and not only engineering ones. So as always, I will post the links in the description below after the call. And all of these roles, for example, being an ambassador, or running the forum, or supporting us here on YouTube. Hosting infrastructure. So there's lots of stuff available, and I think there's something for everyone to take. This month's voting for last month, we had 11 contributors submitting 11 compensation requests. 2 of them were first-time compensation requests. So big welcome to Anders and Steve for doing so. 8 stakeholders who own already BSQ token voted, and we and in total around 19,000 BSQ tokens were requested and also received in the end. I also mentioned that we had a release yesterday. So we released 0.71. So if you haven't updated, please give it a try. There are lots of bug fixes and enhancements in there. Also, we have a new payment method with MoneyGram, and we also enabled now trading for Argentinian banks. They have a standard in account numbers, but not all banks comply with it. So we had to loosen up the requirement for the account field, so that's working now. The also reason why I want to mention the last release is that it was kind of a premiere for Bisq, as it was the first release that wasn't built by Manfred, but by myself. And there was a question on GitHub regarding that, so I want to quickly address this concern. So one was asking if it's who is allowed to create releases for Bisq. So at the moment, there are 3 keys included in the app. That is Manfred, Kara's key, Chris Beam's key, and my key. So we 3 are able to do a release of the Bisq client itself. We do this based on a very strict guideline, so you can trust to install the Bisq client after you have, of course, verified the build based on the guide on GitHub. I can quickly show you how this looks like. I will share my screen to do so. So where do I have? Second, I have to find the right. So I will now switch to the releases area on GitHub. So here, on the one hand side, you have all the builds for your operating system, and here are the keys. And at the bottom of each release, we have a quick guideline how you can verify the release if it's what it should be, or if it would be if it was corrupted during downloading. This is just for the first time downloading the Bisq client. I will just stop. If you just update the Bisq client, this verification step is done automatically within the client. So you just have to decide to download the update, and then the verification process starts automatically. So you can also always be sure that you have a trusted version installed on your machine. Yes, so also we have included 28 new assets, or let's say coins, in this release, and I saw today that for some of them are already offers available. So if you want to try it out, you are free to do so. And Felix, who is also on the call today, just told me before the call that we even made it to the front page on Reddit. So that's great news as well. Yeah, I'm just going through the rest of my to-dos. Felix, is there anything else you want to talk about today, or are there any questions of you watching us live?
Actually, since Alfredo seems to be here, he might want to talk about the stats he published on payment methods. I read the GitHub issue, and it might be worth a quick look.
Yeah. Alfredo, would you be up showing us the data?
Yeah, exactly. If can you just show the data in the issue?
Sure. Yeah, just give me a sec. I will.
So I've actually this month I've done 2 analyses. One is kind of continuing on the last month payment methods report. I've continued with the same stats for this month. Also, it's very similar to last month. So it's a higher volume, but it's still with altcoins on top and SEPA and SEL as main payment method for volume. And I've also analyzed it all by pair, so we can always see that most volume is made in euros, in Bitcoin euro pair, for in SEPA, national bank, bank transfers. Then the other big payment method apart from altcoins is SEL in the USD pair. That also accounts for almost all of the volume and even of the number of trades. So So really, we have these 3 payment methods that are really working well and that amount for most of the volume. Then I've the other analysis that I've done is just a benchmark using all the offers available in local bitcoins to really have a sense of which are the payment methods that could be most interesting. So I've analyzed it first per currency or country, and really there's a low volume in USA, then Russia and UK. So here we can really see how we might consider for pushing it for the next liquidity weeks to Russia and China that do not amount for much of the volume in the Bisq platform yet. It's one of the main differences between the volumes seen in Bisq and local bitcoins.
Yeah, Alfredo, sorry for interrupting. For Russia, what are the main payment methods? Do we support?
Exactly,
I think,
and within its country, I've analyzed in Russia, it's Kiwi and Yandex account for most of the volume. So we could focus before doing a liquidity week on Russia. We should really implement these 2 main payment methods.
Yeah, I guess we don't have these payment methods yet. At least not
exactly. I focused here also in the missing payment methods. In the US, really the main missing payment methods that I found, it's basically Amazon gift cards that are surprisingly popular, and then money bookers. There's now Skrill and advanced card cash, and so within taking into account these 6 big markets that should be the one that will get most traction, and combining the payment methods, all the offers in the different payment methods. Kiwi still, it's purely Russian, but it's still taking most of the offers. It's really popular in Russia. And then Amazon gift cards that are also available in Europe, apart from the US. And in many countries, they are also really popular. And next, Yandex. So I guess these 3 payment methods should really be the ones that we are focusing on for the next development of payment methods.
And for these payment methods, we're looking for people who are familiar with them to give us more detailed information, or is it very good? Is there good documentation available online somewhere?
Yeah, we have information, but I will now begin to do all the research on these payment methods. I will see also if I need some help, if there's some people that actually are already very familiar with these payment methods and want to collaborate. Of course, please get in touch, and we can work to get them on the platform. And otherwise, I will continue to do some research.
Okay, cool. So if you are from Russia and you want to contribute, there's a good first task to take for. And for Amazon gift cards, I guess they will be quite similar everywhere. So that would be also. Alfredo, if someone wants to help, would the best way be to join you on Slack in the payment methods channel, or?
Exactly. If you can join Slack, that would be the best way. If you have no access to Slack, or the way that you can do without no registration or anything, you could go also in the issues in GitHub, so you can also get in touch that way.
Yeah, and we have a new Hangout participant. Hi, Patricio.
Hi, how are you?
Cool. What's your interest in Bisq, or?
I have been using Bisq for a little bit, like 3 months, and I saw it's a very good project. The question is, I saw I heard about the DAO. Then you can. I'm sorry for the noise.
Yeah, I guess the subway is arriving already. Okay. Are there any other questions from you watching us live or from within the community? Alfredo, is there anything from your side?
I had one thing that it's to make all this payment method reporting much more efficient. I could use to have that data point from the API. So
absolutely, yeah. That's one thing I also wanted to have for a long time. At the moment, it's written in PHP as far as I know, the Markets API. So if but the main developer is not very active at the moment. So if you are watching us and you are fluent or you like coding in PHP, there's also a role to be taken, so to maintaining the Markets API and running it. And yeah, it would be really great. I also was already thinking about just hacking it in myself, but yeah, I'm probably not the best suited to do the PHP coding. So it would be great if someone does it who has a good experience with it. How can you? Wilson is asking how you can join the Slack channel. We do have an invitation link. Let me quick. I'm not sure if it's working at the moment. Let me.
It stops working every month, and you have to renew it. But
yeah, but if you don't have the link, I think if you go on Slack, and can you search? I'm just trying. So I think if you enter bisq.slack.com. You should be able to access it.
Yeah, but in any case, put the link in the YouTube description. It's just the easiest way to do it.
And one user is asking that regarding the spread on Bisq, 3% spread is a little bit pricey. I have to see. I think it's really, it depends on the market and it changes a lot. Of course, good offers are taken quickly. Maybe Felix, you want to add something?
Yeah, the P2P market, there is no Bisq spread. It's what you make it. So if you want to put your offer at the exact same price as the market is, you can do it with zero spread. And I've seen zero spread on Bisq many times. But as you say, well-priced offers normally get taken very quickly. So if you think the spread's too high, you can always make a market yourself. Just place one buy and one sell offer at 1% apart. You just magically reduce the spread.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
For some markets like Euro, I've seen very, very low spreads on this, but it does depend on who's online.
Yeah. Also on US dollar, I think we even had negative spread. So on Monero, for example, we have a negative spread at the moment. So it's minus 2%. So it really depends on the market and the activity there. Yeah. So regarding the Slack invitation link, I'm really sorry that it obviously doesn't work at the moment. We'll try to have a look as soon as possible to get it up and running, and I will have a look if there's any other way. If you can just enter bisq.slack.com and can also join the Slack channel. So sorry about that. Yeah, if there aren't any more questions or remarks from you watching us live or from within the Hangout, I would just wrap it up. And thanks everyone for joining us today. And see you again on Thursday next week. And don't forget to update to the latest Bisq client. There are lots of great additions there.
Congratulations on the release.
Yeah, and if there are any bugs, don't tell me any bugs, please. Okay.
Congrats.
See you soon next week. Bye.